Hello and welcome to today's daily greennews.co.uk podcast. In today's podcast we will be looking at CIBSE's non-compliant cost campaign. The Energy Performance of Buildings Directive include the inspection of air conditioning systems in buildings with a cooling capacity over 12 kilowatts. All other air conditioning systems over 250 kilowatts output should have been inspected by the 4th of January 2009. Any air conditioning systems above 12 kilowatts must be inspected by the 4th of January 2011. I think it's fair to say that those targets will be missed. All systems put in place on or after the 1st of January 2008 should be inspected within 5 years of the installation. CIBSE estimates that current compliance rates are around the 5% mark, which is abysmal really. CIBSE have, in the cost campaign, CIBSE have come up with a compliance charter. The aim of the charter is that they will spell out the cost of non-compliance to businesses, building owners and operators, the government and the Climate Change Committee. In my opinion, the last one, the Climate Change Committee, are the ones to target. They are the ones that set the targets, set the standards. So in my opinion, they should be first above anything else really. And I think they should be made aware of the non-compliance issue. The compliance charter also spells out that the UK government must acknowledge that air conditioning inspection compliance is not working, and it must move responsibility for enforcement away from trading standards to a body which is more interested and able to act. I think that's a very interesting point, the first one, especially that enforcement has to move away from trading standards. I think trading standards have got a case to answer. Would they have enforced the legislation for only but a handful of companies? It is fair to say that probably the majority of of those companies would comply. However, as it seems they haven't enforced anything, and hence the compliance rates have dropped down to CIBSE's 5%. So they have got a case to answer here really, and I think CIBSE is absolutely right there. Move the enforcement away from trading standards. Although I wouldn't know who you would move it to, but it's I think it's definitely the way forward. Step 2, the government must set targets for air conditioning and F-gas compliance. I think that's fair enough. It's common sense, dare I say it. And the government must increase communication with UK companies, informing them of their obligations. Yes. Again, I think that's a very valid point. A lot of companies might not comply, not because of ill will, but maybe because they've not even been aware that they have to get these certificates. So I think number 1 and 3 are very valid. Number 2 seems a common sense point. Again, I think it's very good. Will it work? What does it need to work? It might work, but I don't think it's a definite. There are a few things that it needs to work. It needs the backing of the industry, the entire campaign. I think everybody involved in the industry needs to get behind it. The campaign also needs to get the media exposure. Without that, I think it doesn't have a fighting chance. It also needs backing of professionals, not just industry professionals, but other professionals who might be interested in carbon reduction, anything really. So it's not just air conditioning. I think what I'm trying to say is it doesn't just need air conditioning professionals, but professionals from the wider industry. And finally, I also think it needs the resources. It's not just money, but it's also time. I think CIBSE have obviously shown that they're keen on this campaign. But they also need somebody to push this really, and it's not just CIBSE, but the resources is mainly the people to push the campaign, and maybe then it will work. However, that said, I think if the industry does unite, then the cost compliance campaign will have a fighting chance. That does mean that everybody has to be united behind this entire campaign. And talk about being united, who have signed up? Well, the companies IRA, Quidos and the Refrigeration and Air Conditioning magazine have all signed up. And I've also noticed that CIBSE posted a message on their Twitter account which stated that HVCA, BIFM and BREF also signed up. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see those companies' logos on CIBSE's website, but I presume they have actually signed up. But it's fair to say what companies can do. I think individuals also have a place here. So CIBSE has spelled out what individuals can do, and I think the options are as follows. You can simply join your campaign online. Below this podcast, I have shamelessly copied CIBSE's text from their website, including the hyperlinks. So the text, which is a different color, you can simply double click on there and it'll take you to the respective website. So if you click on the join your campaign, you will go to the online campaign and give your support simply by filling in all your details. You can download the campaign logo and put it on your website, which is something that we will be doing. You can download letters. Again, it's in different color, and double click on that. You can download your letter and send it to your MP. CIBSE have kindly also given a way to locate your MP. And the final one, which I think is the best because I think it needs media exposure more than anything, you can download a letter and send it to your local paper. I think that's probably the best one. And the final one is you can write to business about air conditioning inspections. In my opinion, I think the approaching newspapers is the best way forward. And obviously, if you do have a website, put the logo on there. We will be doing that very shortly if we haven't got that already. Okay, so findings really. The non-compliance cost campaign, I think, is a very good step forward. Maybe one negative is that it's only concerned with air conditioning inspection. Maybe it should look at the wider picture really and look at energy reports as a whole, commercial energy reports probably. However, overall it's a very good cost campaign. It's a very good campaign, should I say. And if we all get behind it, it might stand a fighting chance. This was the Daily Green News Podcast. Thank you very much for watching.